It was the age of just war theory. It was the age of darkness and evil and despair. It was an age that had only one hope: the complete and total destruction of the Goo-Goo Oil. The Goo-Goo Oil had such a strong hold over our planet that reversing the forces of evil seemed almost impossible. Me and my council of elders dedicated our lives and powers to locating this gruesome force. Alas, one by one, we fell, and piece by piece, our resistance was quelled. The first to fall was the majestic, wise, and kind Molly Rose, the slayer of demons. The second to fall was the calm and timid, yet powerful, Bill, defender of the syllable. The third, the strong and often outspoken Cal, the potion master. The fourth to fall, the brave and mighty Isabel, bringer of light. The fifth, the calming strength of Dave the pronoun. The sixth, the true shot of Omar the reckless. The seventh, our strongest weapon, Mikey the terror. The eighth, the bourgeois one, Dave the sophisticated. And finally, whilst defending my council from a Goo-Goo demon, locked in a savage embrace that lasted for 40 days and 40 nights, I too fell. It was at this point, when I was at my lowest, fate caused a strange creature to stumble into my life. This weird creature was reluctant to give me its name. It was cagey and on edge, yet I sensed a great power within it, waiting to be channeled. I hailed this creature, and it responded.
You shall give me your name, and I shall give you mine.
You fat. Once I'd named myself as the elder of the Great Lakes Council, it scampered off.
Woo!
I went home to rest and study the Goo-Goo, and fell into a deep slumber. A slumber that was abruptly interrupted by a strong presence in the corridor outside of my chambers. I went to check, and alas, it was the strange creature from before, enacting a Goo-Goo cleansing ritual. Once the ritual was completed, we withdrew to the meeting suite, which the creature had rapidly filled with bottles of urine. Its attitude towards me at this point seemed to be warming, yet I'd been in the game long enough to know that nothing must be taken at face value. This is where the creature told me it was in fact a he, and his name was Joe. Joe began to recite the tales of his life, telling me he too was engaged in a mighty battle of sound with the Goo-Goo demon, and how after losing it, it pushed him into a deep depression. After regaling me with the tales of his battle, he swiftly announced that
This house meeting is adjourned.
he departed in a haze of smoke and urine, not to be seen again for 3 months, until one day I awoke to the sound of a mighty hose being unleashed in my garden. What you doing, you fat cunt? Joy! Joe had returned. This is where he announced that he'd been engaged in a solid battle and that he was committed to ridding the world of the Goo-Goo Oil, and had concocted an ingenious plan to do so. However, he insisted on having a drink before continuing. Mate, you've got half a bottle of wine. And this is where he showed me the true source of his power, Gobber. He Who is that?
That's my old pal. That's Gobber.
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 What's Gobber do?
Gobber the Green Ginch.
Gobber the Green Ginch. Devised a devilish plan to take to the field. He would counteract the Goo-Goo energy by channeling Gobber the Green Ginch through his magical music.
Sweet Amarillo, a pillow, will know how much I cry. Sweet Amarillo,
But he needed a travel partner. The council sprang to his side.
Mama says we go to rehab. I say no,
We embarked on our final quest, the quest to rid the world of the Goo-Goo Oil. However, Joe began to show signs of weakness and suspicion. The council suspected Joe was under the influence of the Goo-Goo power and its prime demon, John Cena. I swiftly asked Joe what it was he most wanted, and he responded with deeply worrying words.
Goo-Goo Oil.
Screaming.
Goo-Goo Oil.
And again, what do we want?
Goo-Goo Oil.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Goo-Goo Oil.
In a catastrophic lapse of judgment, I erupted in rage and challenged him. John Cena suddenly appeared in Joe and started to verbally abuse me.
Put the rats in as well. Hagrid, you're driving me up the fucking line! I'll punish you, you fat oaf!
The verbal abuse turned physical when he reacted with extreme violence and had to be fought for 40 days and 40 nights. Throughout this epic battle, Joe kept screaming about the Goo-Goo Oil. It's a video.
I like an iPhone.
What else do you like?
iPhones.
What else do you like?
I like Goo-Goo Oil.
What do you like?
Goo-Goo Oil.
Why do you like that?
Because it smells really nice.
You're a freak. You're a traitor.
I'm not a freak, mother.
You're a
I've never
traitor.
listened to you.
You're a traitor. You're a traitor.
It's very true.
Shall I kill you?
Yes.
Shall I kill you?
Kill me.
Joe fought against John Cena valiantly, but finally succumbed to his possession. He was immobilized, and the council decided its only hope was to conduct an exorcism. I used the Gobber tool to extract the Goo-Goo demon John Cena from his rotten soul. No, come back.
Hold on, you put me on the spot with the camera.
Yeah. This is.
Hold on. Okay, can you just give me a second to breathe?
Thankfully, his soul rot was successfully purged, and this permitted him to continue our quest, which we continued with great haste. The first stop was at a Goo-Goo fortress, where he wiped out the demons with his magic Gobber song.
Oh, preacher, believer, sing with a fever, you lonely song. You better wipe that dust from the tip of your tongue and sing a song.
The next stop was at the Goo-Goo Parliament, where he battled with his most powerful Gobber spell, the anthem of the council, Great Lakes.
Drive away from the light. certainly certain she won't be my wife, and the jewelry I give her remains in the box.
He annihilated the Goo-Goo demons in spectacular fashion, which allowed us to proceed to the very centre of evil and malice itself, the Goo-Goo Palace of Casablancas. Here the council wiped out all opposition until Joe could attack the Goo-Goo god head-on. What entailed was a battle of great proportions. The great lords of this world went to war, and the future of this very planet was at stake. So Joe started a standard gobber chant. Joe battled hard into the night, but he was no match for the Goo-Goo god. Until once again he channeled the power of Gobber the Green Ginch through him and pulled out the most powerful spell this planet had ever seen. This wrecked the Goo-Goo god, and he scampered back to his fat oaf cave, taking all the Goo-Goo oil with him, holed up inside his fat cock. And once again, the world was at peace. Hence concludes the epic tale of Saviour that most people never knew existed. We battled together, Joe and I, for many years, but now, Joe, your quest takes you overseas where I cannot follow. You'll be missed every day by so many people, but we all know why you must go. We all love you, Joe, and we will all miss the light you bring to our lives daily.
Oh, there I am.
Continue your fight, brother.
I feel like I'm going to see this video fairly soon. I'm going to see it soon.
Goo-Goo demon.
Is that Snapchat? It's just a video.